Hello, Isabella. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, teacher.
Hi, how are you?
Sorry. Good. I was struggling with my internet. Sorry.
I don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. It's 11. There you go. Okay, so let's start with this. Um, Tell me, what do you remember about the last class, about the last week? What were we talking about?
We were talking about it was speaking, I think, all about personally responses, maybe.
Correct. Okay, and that is called independent task. Okay, that is independent. Remember, every time you listen, independent is about you, personal opinion, general, some experiences. Now we are going to start checking about the integrated questions. Okay, integrated means that you need to combine, and you need to combine the, it says here, therefore you need to read, listen, and then speaking in response to a question, or you need to listen and then speak in response to a question, or read and listen and then write in response to a question, depending on that. So depending, that is integrated. Okay, that is integrated. It means that you have to combine your skills. Okay, so in this part, obviously you know you won't write because this is not writing section. Here you only have to read and listen. Okay, in the first part, this is the question number 2. Okay, in the question number 2, you have to read a short passage about an academic thing, and then you will listen to a dialogue about the same academic thing. So when you read the prompt, they ask you to summarize the ideas from the conversation. What is the main idea supported by one person, and according to the reading. In this, you have 30 seconds to prepare, and you have to speak 60 seconds to speak. Okay. Now here, obviously, you have to take notes, you have to summarize, you have to synthesize, and you have to paraphrase. These 4 things you had to do in order to combine their skills. Taking notes here, it's about, normally you can help yourself to get the context from the reading. Okay, you summarize the ideas from that. Then when you listen to the dialogue, they ask you to synthesize the main point of each person from the reading. And then you say in your own words and given the examples what is happening there. Okay. Now, here also you can develop and deliver response for this with the 3 steps: intro, body, conclusion. And the argument, this argument map will help you take notes and give the speaking raters what they are trained to listen for a coherent, integrated spoken response to demonstrate this OPDUL, that we call OPDUL. So what do you need? As always, is organization, you need progression, you need development, unity, and language use. Again, the delivery is focused on your fluency, automaticity, and pronunciation because you still have to practice. Remember, speaking is an output. So you something have to go out from you. Okay. So you need to speak and it shall be coherent. Okay, that is always in there. Now, in the first step here, something that you are going to do is in this section, in this question, you will listen, you have to read about maybe the new policy, and then you will listen a man and a woman arguing their point of view about the new policy. Okay, so maybe the woman is pro policy and the man is con policy. There's the argument and the counter argument. Okay, so that's why this method, this type of question are called argument counter argument, because it's like an argument. They were gonna be fighting. Like I say something positive, you say something negative, and so on. This. They counter argument the same thing from the one. Yeah. So it is always like that. The woman is always gonna be a pro. No, if we could be different. No, could be the man being pro policy and the woman could be the con policy. And again, it's not attaching only one way, so you can find. But could I listen only one a woman and a man? Also, no. You can listen to a man and a man or woman and a woman. It depends. The usual thing is woman and man. So you can distinguish which is both. So in your map or in your idea, your main idea about how you should be organized is something like this. After you read the announcement and listen to the dialogue, the prompt will tell you which argument to summarize. Here, you don't know, to this point, you don't know about who are you gonna focus on. Yeah, because there is the woman and the man, and they both had their own argument. But at the end, the prompt is asking you, focus only on the man or focus only on the woman. In that point, you have to forget about the other argument because you don't have to even mention what the other person said. Okay, so look, in the structure, in your map, your space, in taking notes, you should have something similar to this. That is introduction, the spaces. As I told you the last time, these listenings are predictable. What it means that it always is structured in this way. They always have an introduction, they set the context, they have at least 3 examples or 3 participations for each, 3 reasons each, and the last, they summarize the idea with a conclusion. Now, again, the conclusion is not always mandatory, so it could be there or not. But what it will be there is this. You will see the intro and the examples. The conclusion is always optional. So for this example, the reading announces that university parking fees are going up 20%. The woman tells the man that the fee increase is a good idea. That is her opinion. She says, I'm pro fees. Okay. She started with that, saying that she is pro. The man replies saying that fee increase is a bad idea. So the man attack is con fees. He doesn't want to. Okay. And that is his opinion to start the argument. Next, the woman will defend her opinion by giving her first reason. Okay, the first reason about why she is pro. And the man will counter the argument's first reason with a counter reason. She attacks, or this guy attacks this reason. Okay? And it's gonna be like this. The woman said the argument, the man or the second person attacks or argues the first context. This gives the first reason. The other one attacks the first reason with another reason, and so on. It's like pinpointing, ping, pom, ping, pom, ping, pom, going one and one, one and one, one and one. Okay, so it always is gonna be like this. When you listen here, positive, you will listen here a counter argument. I mean negative. Okay, or vice versa. He will be negative, and he will say something positive, but never positive and positive, negative and negative. No, if you are positive, I will be negative. If you are negative, I will be positive, and so on. Pinpoint, pim pom, pim pom, pim pom. Okay. Now, but if you see, when you're saying this, you have three things to take in consideration. One is what did I read in the announcement, the context. Two, what are the reasons and positions from the first person? And three, what are the reasons and the position from the second person? Three things, okay? And at the end, the prompt is asking you, okay, now summarize or explain the ideas from the woman. In that point, you forget about the man and focus only on this. Okay? Or the contrary, focus only on the man. So forget about the woman and focus only on this. Okay? So you don't say, but you need to have the three aspects on your notes because you don't know about who the prompt is going to be asking for. Okay? Now, look, we have something like this. As you listen to the narrator, make a note map, something similar to this. In your piece of paper, write the little R for reading at the top, or it's just a symbol, something that helps you to remind that in this question, you need to have a space to take notes for the reading. You need to take a space for the first person and for the second person. Usually, it is the man and the woman, but I would say person one, person two, because you don't know in which part is going to be the man and which part is going to be the woman. So to not make confusing, person one, person two. Okay. Then for both intro, examples, and conclusion. Intro, examples, and conclusion. When the narrator finishes speaking, a countdown clock will appear on your screen. The clock will count down from 45 to 0, like this one. You will listen. Sheldon University is planning to change its food service policy. In that way, he speaks like that. Read the announcement about the change in policy. You have 45 seconds. Begin reading now. And then you have 45 seconds to read. Okay, very quickly. Now, is it important to read completely all the announcement? What do you think? Yes or no? Is it a good idea to read the announcement completely? What do you
Yeah,
think?
we should.
Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So depending on your reading and your reading, is it a good idea or not? There are people that read so slow, no, like in a very slow pace, like can calm down. Like Sheldon University is planning to change its food service policy. Read announcement about, and is his own pace, right? And there are people that can read really fast. Like Sheldon University is planning to change its food service policy. Read the announcement about the change in policy. You have 45 seconds. Begin reading now. In that part, you can read it like 3 times ahead of time, but you can read fast. Okay, so according to you, if you read slow, a good technique is that you only read the first 3 or maybe 4 lines, the first 3 or 4 lines of the announcement. Why? Because there is the introduction of the announcement, and there is the main idea, the context of all the announcement. The rest is about examples, what is happening, special data, what is I don't know, dates, um, fines, I don't know, any other information that is according to help extra information. Okay, but the main idea to understand the context is at the first 3 lines or at the last 3 lines. You could see in the introduction or in the conclusion. Okay, so could be in those sections at the beginning or at the end, mainly at the beginning, because the rest is extra information, examples and reason, etc. But they don't usually help you a lot according to increase your speech. The thing is that you use it when you explain the examples. The from people is related to announcement. So in that case, you can make it functional. But as I told you, if you read fast, read it, understand the context. If you read slow, read the half of the announcement, but very well, that you understand the context. So you can continue with. So this is an example of announcement. Okay. As you read, summarize the passage under the R on your note map. The first point to summarize in the main topic in the topic sentence, summarize it objectively under the R. Next, summarize those points that supports the main idea. Those points are the reasons why the new policy is being introduced. Also, the main idea, you could see it in the title, usually. Announcement from the president. The context is about the president, okay? Something related. Then it starts. Starting next semester, all food sold at Sheldon University will be organic. So just this is the main idea of all announcement. When and what is going to happen is here. The rest, it is examples, reasons about why they are changing this. Okay, so you can use it, obviously, you can use it. I'm not saying that, no, just read the first 3 and forget about it. Take your time. No, this is important, but also this you can take some examples that you can explain at the time of the speaking. Okay, so let's listen to Tanya. Please, can you read it clear and loud?
Okay. It says, announcement from the president. Starting next semester, all food sold at Sheldon University will be organic. This will include all food prepared and served in the main cafeteria, as well as snacks bought in the vending machines throughout campus. This policy also includes beverage as well, both hot and cold. When possible, the university will contract local growers to provide fresh organic produce. Student meal tickets will continue to be honored. The university is implementing this policy in order to regulate the sugar and fat content in student diets. This change in policy reflects health awareness program being implemented at other colleges and universities across the nation.
Correct. So the main idea, can you see it in other space, another place from the announcement? Can you identify if it is in another place? What do you think? So for instance, we know that this is the main idea, right? But here we can be taking what are the reasons for doing this. Okay, so as depending on how fast you read, it says this process also includes beverages as well, but hot and cold. Produce student meal tickets will continue to be honored. And then this policy to regulate the sugar and fat content in the diet. This policy reflects the program is implemented. Okay. Vending machines throughout the campus. Just find random ideas that could help you. Okay. Here and that, doing that. Okay. Now, at the time when you're taking your notes in this space, obviously don't copy the complete sentence like if you don't have enough time. Remember, you have 45 seconds to read and take notes, both at the same time. So below the R, you can write the main topic and the reasons. The main topic, new policy at Shell University next semester, all food organic. That is the main idea. Okay, what it's saying. If you see, don't copy complete statements, just few words, things like that. The reasons create health awareness and control sugar and fat in students' diet. That's why they need this only, and that's it. So when the reading ends, it will be replaced by the dialogue, and the dialogue will last between 60 or 90 seconds. So read along as you listen to two students arguing about the new food policy. As you listen, summarize each argument under the person 1 and person 2 on your note map. Okay, so when you have this, remember, at the time that you are listening this part, when you're listening this part, you are taking notes quickly, very fast. Because when you 45 seconds ends, it will change automatically. And then you will listen, you only listen to the dialogue, okay? Now for terms of practice, we have here, and we're gonna read it. So for this, Tanya, you are the man, and Alejandra, you are the woman. So please read it completely.
Okay. Hi, Wendy.
Hey, Tom, have you heard about the new organic food policy?
Yeah, what a great idea. It's about time the school did something to improve food around here.
If you ask me, I think the new policy, it's all wrong.
Why?
Because organic food is a way more expensive. In some cases, at least 50% more, add that to labor costs. You know, money to pay the cafeteria staff, and I'm going to be paying a lot more for my coffee and the milk I put in it. I hate to think what a salad will cost. Organic may be cheaper in the future, But right now, it is for people with money, not for a student like me.
But I think of all the health benefits. You will be eating food that doesn't have any chemicals or antibiotics in it. Not only that, but all that good organic food will be lower in fat and calories. I mean, that's good to be that's got to be good, right?
Don't be fooled. A hamburger is a hamburger, whether the meat is organic or not. Both will have the same amount of fat and calories. The only difference is the organic hamburger has no pesticides or antibiotics in it.
Well, I still think it's a good idea. By offering organic food, we'll be eating a lot better. Even the snacks in the vending machines will be organic. It's definitely the wave of the future. Best of all, we'll be helping local farmers.
What I don't like is the university telling us what we can eat. Not everybody wants to eat organic, you know? If I want to eat non-organic, that's my choice. Sorry, but the school should not be in the healthcare business.
Right? You had to read it like, ha ha ha. School should not be in healthcare business. Yeah. So in that case, when you're listening, this only you listen, okay? This conversation you will listen when you finish reading, and it takes like 60 to 90 seconds each conversation. Okay. So you could see the beginning, which is the first reason of the woman, or what, how do you know what the position of each is? For example, he says, hi, Wendy. Hey, Tom, have you heard about the new organic food policy? This is the intro. Yeah, for the conversation, this is the intro. Only say, hello, this is the policy. Just presenting that. Then the man said the first idea. He says, yeah, what a great idea. Saying this, I understand that the man is pro the idea. No? And obviously the woman should be counter argument. So I know here that the woman. So in my space, this space, I know that the man is positive and the woman is negative, right? Okay, so there is the point that I know. Now, how do I know? Because the woman says, I think the new policy is all wrong. It's bad. Okay, so they set the position. Okay, they set the position so far. Now, the next step is checking the points of view of each and what are the examples from each. If you see, a woman has 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and the man has 1, 2, 3. Here we consider this one like it's about time the school did something to improve the food around here. That's the first comment. The first comment that the school never do anything for them, so now it's time to change. That's the first thing. And then the woman attacks. And da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so please, let's do something. Are you on a computer or on a cell phone?
I'm in a computer.
Computer, Tanya?
Yes, me too.
You too. Okay. Do you know how to write or make a line? Can you do something like this? No? Well, like close to the top of the screen. Okay, Tanya can. There is a green bar that it says Ben Haley sharing screen sharing, something like that. On the top of the screen. And next to it, it's a black button that it says options. Can you see? You click on it and you have options. One of them says annotate or anotaciones, depending on the. Can you see it?
I don't know if it's the same because I have a MacBook and it's not the same.
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. But I think it's according the same. It's pretty sure the same because I had an iPad and it's the same. So there you go. Is that? So let's do this.
Yes, I found it.
Correct. Now,
Okay.
Tanya underline the main idea or the main reason for the man, and Alejandra underline the main idea for the woman. Like in each paragraph, what are the main points from each? Okay, underline.
In each paragraph, right?
Yeah, yours the woman,
Okay.
and Tanya the man. Remember, they are short. Okay. Ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. For the first woman, is organic food is way more expensive. That is the main idea. Correct. The man says, but think all of the health benefits. Good. Woman, we say amount of fat calories, whether immediately. Okay. He said the thing. And the man will be eating a lot better. And I also include maybe about the helping local farmers. And according, just to mention, that's okay. And the last, not everybody wants to eat organic. In that part, the last from the woman, I would choose the main idea is what I don't like because she doesn't like. It is university telling us what we can do or can eat. That is the main complaint from her. Okay, so that's the thing. Correct, is good. Now, each of them, they had the main idea and they have a specific example from each. It says, because organic food is way more expensive. And you could say like, I'm going to be paying a lot more for my coffee and the milk I put in it. I hate the thing what the salad will cost, cheaper in the future. And the last comment, it says, people with money, not poor students like me. It's the complaint. Then the man, you'll be eating food doesn't have any chemicals or antibiotics in it, lower fat and calories. Then a hamburger is a hamburger. You can also mention that part because it's it's like an idiom, something like a slang. Is a comment from her personal comment, so you can include it. And still, even the local farmers, snacks from vending machines will be organic. Okay, and the last comment, I don't like university us. School shouldn't be in the healthcare business, and that's it. Okay, at that point, you have all the comments from both. Remember, this you only listen. So you should be able to understand these ideas and at the time, taking notes very quickly. You won't have the enough time to be reading step by step, word by word. Okay, this is good, this is not. You only listen, so you had to catch the idea from each. Then you might have something like this. From the reading, you had new policy at Sheldon University, all food organic next semester, create health awareness, control sugar and fat in the student's diet. Arguments from the man, supports policy, it's positive. First, next, finally, you listen in that part. They introduce the ideas using next, first, next, finally, in both. First thing is a good idea, improve university food. Next, organic means less fat plus fewer calories, good for students' health. And finally, students will eat better. Way of the future, help farmers. For those reasons, supports policy. And the woman against policy because she said that it's all wrong. First, organic 50% more expensive. She's poor and will pay more. Next, organic does not mean fat and calories free, can get fat organic. And finally, school should not be telling students what to eat, no choice, no freedom. For those reasons, against policy. And you see the conclusion, look, it is simple. For those reasons, he is against the policy. And that's it. You don't say anything else. So remember to not summarize the entire reading passage, only the main points. If you summarize of the reading, it's too long. You will run out of the time summarizing the student's argument. When the 45 seconds are up, the reading passage will leave your screen. The reading passage will not return. Therefore, you must summarize at this step. Okay, so it changed automatically when they finish. Okay, so when you finish listening the conversation, the prompt will appear. At that time, you already have this little map. So now you will see this is the prompt. When the narrator stops reading the prompt, a countdown clock will count down from 30 to 0. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response, look at your map, and begin organizing your ideas in the 3 steps, intro, body, conclusion. When the countdown clock reaches 0, you will hear a beep every time. Look at your note map, start by summarizing the context in one sentence. Start summarizing the context in one sentence. The context introduces the main topic. When speaking, use the present tense. Every time you hear here, use the normal in the present tense and speak objectively. I mean saying he says, she says, they say, it says, for example, like this. So here you will listen this kind of prompt. The woman states her opinion about the new university policy. Explain her opinion and the reasons she gives for maintaining that position. In this point, you already know that you had to focus on the woman. So you forget about all what the man says. Okay? You don't even mention what he said. Okay? Do not summarize both arguments. Only summarize argument stated in the prompt. In this case, the woman's argument. Don't summarize both. It is not necessary and it is not request. Okay, they are asking you to support the idea from the woman and just focus on the woman. Okay, so forget about, you forget about the man. So all this, get away. So you focus, you need to focus in this the context from the reading and the reasons from the woman only. Now, when you're preparing your speech, you can use a template. Also, you can use something like this. The university is saying that we're gonna change the food and this and that. On top of that, give an example. As a result, they will change the policy to increase health benefits and stuff. Blah, blah, blah. And then the student doesn't, you said the idea, the student doesn't like this idea, the woman. In that case, you can say exactly, the woman doesn't like this idea, and they explaining why. First, she says that, and I start saying all this. She says that the organic food is more expensive and she is little poor and she will not be able to pay this thing because this and that, explaining. In addition, he thinks that the next organic does not mean fat, and then you start explaining, give your idea, set in the context, right? And also she thinks that is and this and that, and you explain the 3 examples. Obviously, if you had enough time explaining those. If you see that the 60 seconds is not enough, you are in a 50th second explaining the second, go down and say a conclusion. In a conclusion, for those reasons, she thinks that this and that. Okay, and then start the 3rd example because you won't have enough time and you will have a cut down of your idea. So only with 2, it is okay. The thing is that you had to mention, explain, detail it. Okay. Now, let's prepare. But first, let's see an example of how it could be. Something like this. Okay. Let me, it should take like, let me open the countdown clock. It should take 60 seconds. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so Imagine this is you at the time that you're giving your response. You will listen the beep and you said, the woman argues that the new policy is a bad idea. First, she says that organic food is 50% more expensive than regular food. That means she will have to pay more for her coffee and salads. She says organic food is for rich people, not for students like her. Next, she says that organic food does not mean healthy food. For example, she says a regular hamburger and organic hamburger have the same calories and fat. Organic food, she says, is not healthier. Finally, she doesn't want the university telling her what she should eat. The university is taking away her freedom to choose. If she wants to eat regular food, that is her choice. For those reasons, the woman is against the new food policy. Then you wait the last 5 seconds, it is okay, and boom, you reach 55 seconds speaking. As you can see, I didn't speak like fast, like the woman argues, because I will finish in, I don't know, 30 seconds reading this. So use your normal pace, go easy, so you don't get stuck, you don't get anything like that. Okay, so at this point, you have something like this. Okay, so these are the notes. Do you have the template? Yes? No?
Yes.
So using the notes, you're gonna prepare, I'm gonna give you the 30 seconds, and both of you are going to tell me your speech as you can. Okay? Ready? So here are the notes. Here are the templates. I don't know if you want to take a picture or something that you can use it, or you have it already. Yes. Now let's see the notes. And you have 30 seconds to prepare. 30.
Who's gonna start first?
I don't know. Volunteers. Tanya says me. Okay, Tanya. Is that okay, Tanya?
Yes.
Can you start? Great. Okay, so let's read this quickly. New policy at Sheldon University, all food organic next semester, create health awareness, control sugar and fat in the student's diet. The man, well, you already know that you focus on the woman. Okay, so forget about the man for the moment. So the woman is against the policy. First, organic, 50% more expensive. She is poor and will pay more. Next, organic does not mean fat, and calories free can get fat eating organic. And finally, schools should not tell students what to eat. No choice, no freedom. And for those reasons, against policy. Okay. Now, what do you want to see? The template or the notes?
The note better, please.
Notes. Correct. So 30 seconds, prepare. Go, prepare. Okay, now you got 60 to speak. Ready, Tanya? 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. The university is changing a policy about eating food for organic food the next semester in order to create health awareness and control the diet of the students. Meanwhile, this student doesn't like the idea. First, the woman doesn't like the idea first because organic food is not affordable as it seems to be. Then the second reason is because eating organic food doesn't mean that they are not going to have a healthy food also. Finally, university doesn't have to be with the students.
Okay, time is over. Good. You take too much time explaining the first part. Okay, it's okay. Now let's listen to Alejandra. 60 seconds on the clock. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
So the university announcement for the president, it was to say about they wanted to put organic food at the Charlton University because they want to regulate sugar, fat, and they care about the health awareness program. First, the woman said that she thinks the new policy is wrong since the organic food is 50% more expensive than the regular food. Also, next, she doesn't like why the university tell them why they can or cannot eat. Also, in addition, the organic food does not has the same amount of calories than the regular. For those reasons, she's again from the new policy.
Okay. Well, if you already changed the word, don't worry. It's usable. Don't worry about, I changed the word. It's in addition. I should say also. No, it is okay. You are changing. The thing is that you have the idea. Okay. Remember, a template is not mandatory. A template is a guide you to follow the structure of what you say. So you can change the words. You can use synonyms. You can use any other connector, etc. Okay, but it was good. It was okay, but of you with this, and maybe. Well, actually, you tomorrow you're going to practice, so you can master in this question with the teacher and that.
Yeah, I like the template, so I feel like I can organize my ideas better.
Correct. So you can use it anyway. So please, to finish, answer this little survey about the class of today that is in the screen. Okay. Just missing one. Okay. I'm just missing one. Just missing. Wait, wait. So, do you have any other question? Anything else to ask? Remember, you're gonna practice tomorrow with each of them, and you're gonna practice. Okay. Who can't answer it?
I did. I already answered.
You did, Tanya? Did you answer it?
Yes, I did it. I sent it.
It doesn't appear.
Mine?
Did you click end polling?
Yes, I did it. Sent.
Okay. It doesn't show up. Okay, anyway, thank you so much and have a nice and beautiful evening. See you next class. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thanks a lot.